Day 82 on the Hanamichi. I've just arrived back home from the Royal Opera House, second day of Aida rehearsals today. I managed to get 2 hours writing done this morning. I said on Tuesday that I'm going to be finished with my play by the 1st of June. Strong words, and we shall see how I get on, but that's the plan. I've got this time pressure now. I know the date I want to be finished, and I feel like I'm now going to use time as my friend. And basically every day I have to be writing, if I'm going to make this thing happen. Every day I want to be writing, but for a while I feel like I've just not been able to, for whatever reason, incorporate it into my schedule. And there's no real excuse. There's no real excuse for that. So my plan is to do writing every morning. For me, it's the best time because I feel fresh. I'm not fatigued from the day. There's something beautiful in the kind of peacefulness of the morning. There's coffee there in the morning. And yeah, I just feel like I've got energy and creative resources to use rather than towards the end of the day when I'm just tired and I've got nothing left to give. But everyone's got a different way of working, and I've spoken to people who literally only do their creative work during the night, like well into the night. So everyone's different. I'm using music to listen to. I've got a playlist called Egon Schiele, A Musical Portrait, which I will link in the description. So I'm using all kind of tools to help me with my process. I also have a collection of physical photographs, which are of Egon Schiele paintings, museums, art galleries, gardens, architectural details, other people, and basically they're all related to scenes or visual references for my script. So again, this is probably nothing new. A lot of people use visual resources for writing, but I just thought I would mention it because I think it's a great asset to have when you're writing, mainly because it just keeps things alive and keeps the flow, keeps it dynamic, which is something that I feel like, it's such a solitary thing. You write by yourself and it's so much in your head. So anything that you can do to get out of your head, bizarrely enough, I feel like is a helpful thing. And I also try to mix up writing, not just on the laptop, because I don't know, I like to write by hand physically. But then, of course, sometimes you do need to find a place to collate all of these notes and quotes and bits that you've kind of found. So I do use a laptop for bringing things together, but I also like to mix it up with writing in a large book and other things like that. So that's my writing. We'll see how I go on as the days get shorter towards my goal of the 1st of June. I had a nice cycle into town today and of course stopped off at St. James's to check up on the tulips. They're not quite out yet, Craig. I'm keeping a close eye. And then when I got to the Royal Opera House, I was a little bit early. I decided to write a haiku just in celebration of the tulips. So I shall recite it to you. The Turkish tulip of the Ottoman Empire, Sultan Süleyman. And last thing on the Turkish tulips, actually not Turkish tulips, last thing on tulips, which I've just thought of now, which is on Sunday I went to the Impressionism exhibition with a friend, Joanna, and Joe had mentioned when you walk into the first room, there's this beautiful painting of called Bathers by Cézanne. And the first thing Joe said to me when we were both standing there looking at the painting was how some of the figures, their heads looked like tulip bulbs, which I thought was a really Fascinating observation, and I wonder if there was any intent behind that from Cézanne's side. Did he mean to kind of create that kind of flowery motif, or is it just pure accident? I guess we'll never know.